A 10 hot private. This is the War on Comics. I'm Colin.
I'm Omar.
Today we're starting the saga, the true saga of Swamp Thing from Alan Moore. We're full on into Alan Moore bug.
Yeah. Oh, it's right up there. I don't think it's moving.
Yeah. We got the full sweats. It's Alan Moore fever. There's no stopping this train. You haven't read the Swamp Thing saga before.
I've actually apart from the movie, which I randomly saw when I was a kid.
All right, yeah.
That's as much as I know about the Swamp Thing.
Never seen the cartoon?
There's a cartoon?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Very notable for the opening theme being a play on Wild Thing, but they call it the Swamp Thing.
Fuck.
It's like wrestler rock. It's fucking sick. I think it's got to be on Tubi. If it's not on Tubi, then Tubi is slipping.
Yeah.
But yeah, Swamp Thing has a strange place in pop culture where he's popular and he's recognizable, but it's very likely that someone has never really engaged with a Swamp Thing comic.
Yeah, I don't doubt that.
And you read the earlier stuff with the Wrightson and Len stuff?
Yeah, that stuff there's like a loose issue that was early on in the run.
Yeah.
And it's insane. The art, the storytelling, even like in the early stuff is fucking crazy.
It's such a messy character. It doesn't, because this is a relaunch that apparently a relaunch of the title that kind of came on the heels of the movie, oddly.
Wow.
They're like, hey, they're making a movie out of this. Let's ramp it up. I mean, for there to be like action figures of this character, like it just has a weird place in pop culture. And I really only know him through the Alan Moore stuff as just a Moore head. This is one of the earlier ones I tracked down, and it's interesting what a long run it is. It might be his longest run on a non-creator comic, other than maybe Supreme. They might be neck and neck, which is a crazy statement to say.
Swamp Thing and Supreme neck and neck. Wow.
The facts are the facts. And this is early in the Swamp Thing saga. I think as it goes along, he kind of sharpens his tools a little. So, and it's also early in the Alan Moore catalog. This is pre-Watchmen, 83 and 84. This material is from, and it just keeps going. So I find it to be a pretty rewarding read. Where are you at on it?
I enjoyed it. I can tell it's a little clunkier than the Watchmen and later works, and but it's still got his like smart alecky kind of page turns, and it's got the Mooreisms that I like.
More galore?
Yeah, more galore.
All right. Should we crack into this bad boy? Tell the people what we're talking about.
Let's do the oversized edition. This one's nice, but I like.
Yeah, yours. I just have my dog ears on this one, so we might as well get into it.
Let's do it. So we're in the swamp today.
Yes, we are swamping it up. So this is kind of in the middle of the revival run. I forget who was doing the writing beforehand, but this edition starts, of course, with a pretty nice forward. Oh yeah, who is like a co-creator. So he has to kind of like give his blessing of sorts to going on. And then this was the original forward. Was this?
Yes,
by Ramsey Campbell.
Yeah.
This is all to say that this book comes with a lot of accolades,
Right.
And this is the transition issue where Alan Moore is kind of trying to wrap up some of the plot lines of the previous one and get into his zone. The only thing I really have to talk about here is I really liked this one line. He's talking to his arch nemesis Arcane, who I think is dead or presumed dead from the previous run. So again, you are kind of thrust into this. I mean, we talked about Watchmen being kind of a perfect comic because you don't need any continuity of anything. You can just, here's the world from the ground up, you're all in. Swamp Thing, you're not so lucky. You kind of got to have your wits about you and your bearings and be comfortable jumping in the middle of a story.
So this wasn't in my edition, actually.
Yeah, this is just sort of the segue from the previous run into this one.
Wow.
kind of, which is just to say the previous issue than the other collected edition. And the only thing I have on this page is I really like this line. It's a new world, Arcane. It's full of shopping malls and strip lights and software. The dark corners are being pushed back a little more every day. We're things of the shadow, you and I, and and there isn't as much shadow as there used to be.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's badass.
I don't think Alan Moore's strong suit is dialogue, but every now and then the man will like cook. And I just really kind of like that line. I mean, I guess maybe it's a little ham-fisted Swamp Thing kind of monologuing like that, but at the same time,
I think
what
that's
option
tough.
do you have?
Yeah.
And yeah, here's this. Do you remember the gal's name?
The best friend.
Yeah, Lady Arcane or whatever it is. Okay, anywho.
She's an Arcane.
Yeah, so that is the daughter of Arcane. I loved this sequence, and I thought it was so weird. Alan Moore was just too ahead of his time, but basically he gets in a fight with his old lady because he's kind of a ne'er-do-well. She runs out on him, and he just starts looking in his palm for the fantasy girl who will kind of, make his life easier than his actual wife, which is like, geez, you kind of predicted things, didn't you, bud?
It's kind of like Pink Elephant style.
Yeah. I mean, it's just visually, it's really cool, but just like that, that we're just at the precipice of like AI chatbot girlfriend or run of the mill porn addiction.
Saturday night with ChatGPT.
It's a lot more affable than the real human woman.
Oh man.
And let's see here. So.
Wow, I feel bummed out a
little short
change. But you know what? I do like my edition. It's pretty cool. But this is how we get there, though. Yes,
and it's like, and then you're in the real shit here.
Oh, man,
because so it's ends with Swamp Thing kind of abducted, and then it is kind of a better start to show him frozen and in this kind of state. I like this. This was Anatomy of a Murder, the poster art. So I just thought it was a nice nod to that. There's all these titles are really clever how they put them together. I think every issue you go through, there's something there.
Like the Brian Eno reference. I
think, New Green World.
Yeah.
This is just some nasty like death metal ass lettering. I kind of don't really like take a lot issue from issue with these stories. I think like reading the Swamp Thing and getting deeper into it now, I'm just kind of really into the ambiance and like the vibes. It's very vibesy and like just the bald-faced horror of it all, And horror in comics is kind of strange to translate. It's tricky to do. Of course, there's like precedent with all the creepies and eeries and all that. But I mean, think of what you're seeing here versus film. Like it's all about having that real striking visual, but you don't get to show this thing moving around. It's I don't know, sort of bound to the page. There's only so much the image can do. You know what I'm saying? You can show a guy's guts getting ripped out on screen, and there's sort of an impact that just showing a body, disintegrating or melting or whatever, doesn't really have on paper. But so to make up for that, you have to kind of have the ambiance, the pacing, all that kind of stuff.
Like the orchestrating it too, and creating the tone.
Yes,
I think that's a huge part about this that I took away was the tone on this.
Absolutely, just a terrific panel. I think is all I had on that. Look at that. So tough. Bissette's art. Let's talk about it.
Look at it.
A lot of it is jank.
Yeah,
a lot of it is very jank.
I'll give you that. Yeah,
and very hashed out and maybe rushed and not necessarily expressive. So you're like, man, how did this guy get such a high-profile gig? This is why.
That's why.
Maybe he's rushing the other stuff to get to the monster so he can really stretch it out.
I agree with
that. This is such an insane job to take if you think about it, because it's like, this is not easy character work. This is not Spider-Man. This is not Deadpool. This is not like the easy kind of just sketch a figure out, let the color blocking do the rest of the work, maybe work on a little complicated mask or something, and otherwise you're just doing figure detail. Like, this is so intricate and in depth, and I don't think you could like, I don't think there's anyone that can do this now, and have the same impact. I cannot believe, having kind of teased it earlier, that this was a cartoon, because cartoon stuff is all about like having characters be on model and everything,
like clarity and the movement and stuff like that,
and simplifying it. And it's like, how do you simplify this impossible character design?
Jeez, I also didn't get these fucking
the covers.
Yeah,
okay, that is a little shortchangey then on the old the old collections.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, we're swamped. I mean, this is just, I don't know. I have a deep kind of nostalgia for this stuff, not because I was like reading it when it was coming out or anything, but just like this early Vertigo tone. Because it's still comic code adjacent, it's still pitched to a direct market. It's a little toned down in what you see. It's not like Dead World or one of those like outlaw comics, as they say. It's not total like do whatever you want, self-published, self-distributed. There's still work coloring within the lines, but you get just such nastiness mixed in, such horrifying.
I see the
imagery.
the EC stuff now. Of course, that you brought that up. I like they are definitely evoking it in this stuff,
and it's just so metal. I don't know of a better way to put it. Like, and I don't mean like Iron Maiden. I mean like gully, like mail order catalog, like demo level.
Said a great line.
Oh yeah, why do I say that? I hunger for that green and silent eternity. Yeah, so here's our, this is like the Fluorescent Man. He has some crazy name.
Yeah, it's insane. Yeah,
and he's kind of like trying to eat Swamp Thing.
Yeah, he's eating the yams of Swamp Thing right now
to connect with the greening, which he does, and that. And spoiler, as this goes on, it sort of plays out. In a lot of ways, this issue is kind of Alan Moore giving his thesis statement, which is that Alec, who was the guy who fell in the swamp and got taken over by Swamp Thing, and their premise, I think previously, is like, this is just a man transformed, like Ben Grimm with the Thing or whatever. And I think what Alan Moore is really trying to make clear here is like, no, the memories of him were combined with this like creature of the green who is kind of his own thing in and of itself, with these false memories of the human Alec, but there is no human inside of him. And this is like a very heady kind of concept to get across.
Definitely, like I did not expect that when I was reading this.
Yeah, it's like, seems like a small detail. Like, again, it's like, again, it would, to keep with the Ben Grimm analogy, like, no, you were just a pile of rocks with the false memories of this man in it, and you are kind of this I don't know, other.
It's like a cloning, but like from nature. Like,
yes. And so this is, Swamp Thing and Alec as separate entities, and these dream sequences that you'll get very, miles may vary as far as how effective those things are, but like, again, fucking hard. This is this is metal, bro. This is like Michigan Death Fest, like Flyer, like
the fuck, dude.
Yeah, and
some Zorlak shit.
Evil Dead exists, like you're in this. It's all very like underground bad kid zeitgeist, but it's such a. It does. Alan Moore injects it with this, like, I don't know.
Did you say like a little soul in there?
Dare I say like femininity? Like, okay. It's not all like fuck you.
Yeah. There's actually feeling. I get what you mean by that though. And this was some cool shit.
Right, like really, I'm fascinated by this. And again, something I took away. Like, we went panel by panel with Watchmen, and we're like, look at this hiding in the shadows there, which alludes to that. And there's 8 panels here, but 9 there. You get into that. all I'm looking at with this stuff is the like just how forward thinking all the panels were.
Yeah.
Like these layouts are astonishing. I think almost more impressive than the art.
Cool.
And like, yeah, and again, this is metalhead shit. Like, you could have a guy draw like great skulls and zombies exploding and guts and all that, and it'll look cool as shit. And dragons and like big titty sorceresses and all that. And then you're like, okay, draw a fruit bowl. And it's just gonna look fucking nasty, And it's like, yeah, we're gonna just burn through the backgrounds here, like we're not going to bother with any of that stuff or really spend too much time on it. But when it comes to drawing the monsters, they're going to look so fucking awesome. And I don't know, I appreciate the humanity in that. Like, yeah, these are not great expressions, like, I mean, no one likes drawing feet other than the people who really like
are really
feet.
into it.
Yeah. So I'm not going to hold that to them. But, this isn't like a, I don't know,
dude. But when he draws the Swamp Thing, it's
so good, and
good.
And these layouts are, I don't know, man. Like, I don't think this. I don't know where this is coming from, because it's not less straight. Like, oh yeah, this is like heavy metal style or European style or manga style. Like, it's even Frank Miller or Jim Steranko or those really forward-thinking guys. Like, maybe they set it up, but this is like so
that's so great,
unnecessary, which I love it. It ties in with the, I don't know, kind of extremity of the storytelling, I guess.
I think it's like, for me, I think the only point of reference that I would have to this,
man, come on,
yeah, man, is like Image Comics that would have come out like 10 years later.
Exactly. And like this is so awesome, and it's just so fun to just, I mean, it's, I don't know, in a way it's just like, well, wait for the monster to show up or whatever.
Oh, this sequence was so fucked. Yeah,
super jank facial expression. Yeah, he's the premise is the Fluorescent Man or whatever he's called. He eats the yams, and goes like, he's connecting to the green, and he's like, all right, I have control of the plants now, like the way Swamp Thing does. And basically I'm going to use it to kill all the humans, total eco-terrorist style, right? Yeah. And I love like the figure work on the character, because Swamp Thing is this huge mass, and he's this like
skinny elfish kind of
wiry deal, and it's like
they brought in the Justice League.
Unnecessary.
What the fuck?
I don't know if it was like genuinely like a sales boost tactic or something. I mean, it was back when like having this in your comic, just having that S would do something. But like, regardless of if it's used cheap or not, I love that this is a grounded DC story in that regard. Like, this all could take place in a pocket dimension. Right. But like, no, we're letting you know, like, this is the same world with Hawkman. This is the world that it takes place in. It's sort of honoring the heritage of Swamp Thing and not being like ashamed of it. I think it was Joss Whedon's X-Men run, if I may evoke a crazy pocket dimension of comics. Like, he was like, I don't think the X-Men should interact with anyone, so my X-Men are just going to be X-Men. Which is a strong argument to make in terms of like the X-Men being the X-Men and how heavy their lore is and how many of them there are. It's like, yeah, do you really need to have Namor show up? I understand his point, but it's also lazy in a way, because it's like the X-Men take place in the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
To have them bump into Spider-Man, brother.
I respected that they brought in the actual world. I thought it was like an alternate universe.
I mean, that's the way like even Sandman will like nudge, wink, wink at you, But I think Swamp Thing has a lot more fun with it. Maybe it's just kind of a lack of pretension. It's like, yeah, we're doing a horror comic. We're not too good to have Hawkman show up. But that aside, this effect of like, if you just saw this string of like the TV screens, which is, that's usually given to Miller, right? Frank Miller is that being his thing, and like the effects here, like, I don't know. I think this is just such a great sequence, and of course, this is what the Justice League are seeing. We're like, we need to get down there and fucking stop this motherfucker.
What did they say? They were like, who was watching over Louisiana?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
fucking swamp.
Because they're too global. And yeah, so our man's down there thugging it out.
I actually do like these figures that he was doing. Like Bissette has a certain like facial feature that he does for everything, but I think it works for the tone of this, especially this issue.
Yeah,
like that kind of stuff. This fucking guy was sick.
Yes, just chainsawing his ass.
What'd you think about like evoking the like American like idea of horror, and like how he was saying like this part, like yes of course your film industry has canonized this instrument, has it not? And I feel like it is a dig from Alan Moore, kind of talking to the public a little bit.
It's funny. Have you seen the original Scarface from the 30s?
No.
I just watched it recently, and I watch a handful of like gangster movies from like the pre-code era. It's I don't know a whole lot about them, but whenever I watch them, it's always really interesting. They seem to really front load their stories with like, because the original Scarface, it's a lot like the 80s Scarface. It's like this guy just kind of uses violence to climb the rung of the underworld, and it's just very, again, it's pre-code, so it's very white knuckle and exploitative in a lot of ways. And many of these gangster movies I see, they start with like a literal like warning on the screen. It's like, hey, we're trying to depict the dark side of criminality, like, and how bad it is, and how we need to make laws to stop these people. And then
like a morality play?
Yes, and then they give you like an hour of just
shit.
Get people getting mowed down, and and again, it's his 30s, so imagine like the
shock,
kind of the real gritty violence you're seeing on screen. And I don't know, I think in a sense, and I understand what's going on. It's like you're literally trying to like get away from censorship, or kind of get around the morality of the day, because it was so stringent. And it's like, in a lot of ways, I'm fine with that, and I'm not trying to get people to rage against these movies from the 30s. Fine, they did what they did. But I think whenever, as a trope, that kind of like, this is a really bad thing, what I'm going to show you. No one should ever do this.
Yeah.
And then they fucking like, get like just so graphic and explicit with the showing of it.
The most fucked up shit you'll ever see.
Yeah, so it's like, oh yes, these chainsaws, which your Hollywood film industry shows you this stuff, and then it proceeds to show this dismemberment, this gory, brutalized thing. So it's like, you're never really, the moral is always going to fall flat if you're indulging in the same kind of exploitation. But I don't think Alan Moore is wagging his finger at like horror movies or anything like that. I think he's pretty comfortable with the genre he's in and doing the things he's going to do. And I don't think he shies. I don't think he's mealy mouthed about it. I think he can just show you a cool chainsaw scene, and you can enjoy seeing a plant monster's arm get chopped off.
I liked it. And this is the part where he gets the arm broken.
And so this is like, he basically, and this is something we saw over and over again with Tom Strong. It's a very Alan Moore thing, where the fight, after all the chainsawing and dismembering and all that, is just, hey, let's have a conversation.
Yeah.
And essentially Swamp Thing, who is the green, or like some kind of, it's hard to describe, like a god of the green of sorts, he kind of blocks out our little monster man from connection with it, and he has this breakdown, emotionally distraught over it all. And it's like, that's the Alan Moore way of defeating someone, is you have a conversation with them and you cut them off from this paradise of interconnectivity. And it's, I don't know, very interesting. I guess it kind of gets into a philosophical level because I think, you know, as you know, I'm something of an environmentalist myself.
Mhm.
So to me, I'm like, yeah, this motherfucker's spitting when he's just like, yeah, we're gonna fucking wipe out people right now because you have fucked up your
Yeah.
equilibrium with nature.
They were, and I like the part where he was like, "Did you, when humans were decimating like these forests, did anybody blink twice?
Yeah,
No."
and it's like it's hard if you. I mean, you know, you don't have to be like a fucking eco-terrorist or whatever,
Yeah.
but like it's hard not to empathize or side with him a little bit, you know. And here's
Mm-hmm.
him just trying to blast that can of flesh on him so he can escape. But
Full on identity crisis
yeah,
happening. Like, I'm just human like you.
and yeah, and this is so like I mean, this anticipates Hellraiser and that kind of
Oh
Clive
yeah,
Barker, like
that fucking
just
skin.
yeah, all the effects of that era that were just like goopy face melt. You know, there's a phrase for it they call melt exploitation.
No way.
Yeah,
I
yeah. If
want
you watch like Street Trash is kind of
sick.
coined as a melt exploitation
Pizza the
classic.
Hut on there.
Oh, he should be for sure.
Fuck yeah.
And like, I mean, I think the peak will always be the movie Society, with effects by Screaming Mad George. That's like pure goopy, cloppy grossness.
Oh, Society. I want to
Oh
watch
yeah,
that.
yeah. I think that's a Tubi banger too.
Fuck yeah.
It's by the way Tubi. If we can get sponsored by them,
Yeah,
please
come
do.
on, guys.
And I just this is a terrific splash. And I was called back to let's see. This is one of the most iconic, like
That people have definitely seen that
yes.
image.
I just swiped the pose for a flyer I made.
Hell yeah.
So I'm not ashamed, but it's kind of a callback
Oh,
to
yeah.
I keep calling him the fluorescent man. Just
I can look it up real
let
quick.
let me rock, okay? But yeah, it's kind of you can see the parallels here, which I guess our man celebrating his connectivity to the green, and then Swamp Thing celebrating his connectivity to the green. I love like this is just a terrific pose. You know what I mean?
So triumphant. Like that's the
Yeah,
word.
you feel like the joy in it, and uh, like you know, I'll say it again, like kind of a femininity. You know, like this
Mm-hmm.
isn't like him flexing his biceps. This is a very soft kind of
It's like a yoga
portrayal.
pose.
Yeah,
Like a
exactly.
fucking like a sun pose or something.
Yes,
The Floronic Man.
Floronic Man. Okay, you'll forgive me for.
Yeah, there's no way
So
we were gonna remember that.
again, I think lest you think we're over moralizing about horror.
Yeah, this is a classic EC.
Absolutely, and you know, hey, probably got some shit for not having the title
Oh.
above. I wouldn't be surprised. You know, there's a lot of racks where you wouldn't see nothing but this gal's face.
So this is like the Enter Jason Blood,
Beautiful.
and the Checkered Demon. Did you notice that?
Oh shit! I did not.
Dude.
That's a good pull, though.
Fuck, and Beano as well is a really cool comic
Yes.
from
The
over there.
jolly old England.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you know Moore is fucking putting that. That's not an accidental
Yeah.
inclusion.
He was putting Bissette on to some shit.
I cannot stress enough the importance that Beano must
Beano.
make an appearance. And I'm trying to remember if much. I mean, the star of the show here is that, you know, that Floridian man. God, I'm never gonna get that name right.
Fluoride Man or whatever.
Yeah, I'm never gonna get it right.
They do. There's the autistic children represent.
Yes, and it's like yeah, and again, this is just classic Vertigo style. Like Gaiman would be swag jacking this real soon.
Yeah.
You know, very Clive Barker, British horror, British 80s horror. And also a little Stephen King with all the adolescence and everything. Again, it's so of its era, and it's like to me, you know, having gone through that era, like all this shit would have terrified me as a kid. Like I was,
yeah, absolutely.
All of that, all the aforementioned artists were just like, I don't know, I was a very scared child. So I like, in a way, when I read this stuff, like it reminds me of a time when I could get, you know, freaked out and scared about things like this, you know, in stories. Now I'm kind of, I don't know, numb enough from whatever intellectually developed in terms of frontal lobe, you know.
And we know this is pictures.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fucking terrifying.
Yeah,
right
exactly.
there.
Yeah, and it's what's it? I think so. You think it's the kid's image, like, his visions are bringing forth these monsters, but um,
his parents or something
I
like
think
that.
I think it ends up just being like, God, these fucking page layouts are so good. Yeah, I forget exactly what goes on.
They buy a Ouija board.
Okay,
and
yes,
they just accidentally call this.
this demon thing.
Yeah.
So the demon is attached to the kid. The kid isn't like some demon, and all of that like Final Destination shit where the guy's telling everyone how they're gonna die and whatnot. Classic.
Just walking through the neighborhood, just casually letting people know they're gonna die.
Again, I don't think this is the kind of story where you need to like hone in on like panel to panel and horn out over like what's the meta commentary, what does the page layout suggest about the grander themes that he's playing with. Like, I just don't think it's that kind of comic. But as a horror comic, it is so well done. The imagery is terrific. It hits super hard. And I mean, I don't think, as with kind of all Alan Moore stuff, like I don't think I would want to see this in another format. I don't think I want to see. I guess you would do like a prestige streaming show or something, but you're not going to get that fucking swamp monster right, and it's just not going to have the feel. You can't. I don't know, modern horror, especially modern serialized horror, the what do they call it, elevated horror, like it's in a real rough place right now, man. Like this tone is so knocked down, like locked into the 80s that like you can't adapt it
it's
outside
lost
of it.
A little bit. Like,
yeah, I mean,
one of my favorite characters ever is the demon.
The demon Etrigan. Yeah, and he's I think Alan Moore overcomplicates the rhymes. Every writer
shit was crazy, man.
Every writer has their own take on the Etrigan's rhyme schemes, and I treasure that aspect of the character for sure. But Alan Moore is not giving you A B A B A B A B. These are like let's have a Shakespearean pentangular octamaroon rhyme scheme.
There's some complex states.
And it's got to be such a fun character to write for that reason. It's like having some extra puzzle to solve or whatever. How do you get this character to write? Because you can't just have them give straight dialogue. Right. And Bissette's Etrigan isn't,
it's 80s. It's very 80s.
He's having an all right time with it. I don't think anyone's. I don't remember his Etrigan as much as I remember this old monster.
Oh,
hey,
we got our lights back.
Electricity is cool. And yeah, so I mean, it wraps up pretty simply. Where just the demon Etrigan comes out and he eats the monster. Which is like
So in like that classic way of like after school kind of stuff, the kid basically faces his fears and shrinks the devil or this demon so that Etrigan can eat it. I guess.
Yeah, the pure fucking morbid angel shit, man. Like, this is I'm just really enjoy the horror of it,
and like you were saying earlier, like I think that like with Hellraiser, even
beautiful shadows here, man.
Even like the Child's Play stuff,
right?
Like that tone I don't get from modern films, like, and I think they tried. Holy shit, that's cool.
Yeah,
Michael Zulli, damn.
Yeah, isn't that on?
Dude, it's not in mine.
It's not. I thought what I really liked about. Let me see here. Yeah, I guess.
Is that Michael Zulli?
Yeah, so in the older one, we have which I guess this is sort of how they sum up how he came to be the issue that they just included in here. But I could have swore, just to give you a kind of taste for the coloring as it originally came out, I think that this paper kind of takes the colors a little better, but then you miss out on some issues or whatnot. Yeah. Jeez. I just looked at the comic and I'm looking at it again like, damn, this is nice.
It's so sick.
Yeah. All this extra matter in here is pretty nice. I guess it's not in there. All right.
Yeah, what the heck?
Yeah, I don't know what that's what that's from exactly, but this is a nice. I like that cover. I like that cover a bit more. Anyways, neither here nor there.
Right.
Yeah,
We're getting in the
we're just
swamps.
yeah. Is it just like a fun character to draw?
It's
Is that why
so
he's?
sick.
Is that why Swamp Thing's just around forever?
It's got to be the Yeti. We got the Yeti. We have the Bigfoot.
Yeah, we need like the elemental version.
Yeah.
Of the
Jolly Green Giant.
Yes, the Earth mode. Yeah, it seems like a nightmare to draw. It's such a complicated character design, but there's always top-notch artists lined up to take a crack at it.
Yeah. Do you think it's because like it's not superhero comics like classic? It's more of like like an alternative path to like heroic kind of
Yeah, I mean it's
style.
It's strange because I've seen so many iterations of them, and it can be like horror like this, which I lean towards, and obviously like that's kind of more true to his roots. But Alan Moore kind of unlocked this demon with his run, where Swamp Thing is in touch with the green, and he can be this sort of like elemental god. It's sort of similar to what they did with the Flash, where it's like the Flash, a guy who runs really fast, and then it's like, no, you see, he is has the Speed Force, which is this separate dimension that goes through him, and it's like at some point it's like, bro, can we just have him run real fast and beat up Captain Cold on one end of the town, and then also double as Barry on a date, like I just sometimes I like the more simple stories, and I think this one kind of and this is especially this arc like pretty grounded. I think when other writers take on this approach, it gets a little kind of no pun intended lost in the reeds, where he's I don't know a little too godlike, and it gets a little too navel gazy and what it means to be connected to all environments or whatever it is. But I don't know. I just love to see my man cooking with these early ones. Love the art, love the tone. The page layouts are amazing. And yeah, it's an interesting contrast with that hard 9-panel grid that you get basically concurrently with Watchmen, because as you keep going, it's like he's writing those and this, and there's couldn't be more stylistically different.
He's cutting loose. Or I think but he maybe I don't know how he worked with the two other creators, but it seems like the Watchmen story had a purpose that was very specific to that story, and I mean maybe it is fitting that it's so like chaotic, and it's almost fitting for the genre, because that is the biggest thing on this. Is I think that like you were saying, the tone and the genre aspects of it are the things that kind of are the most like things like I can feel the most.
Yeah. And I find myself kind of like reading through it pretty quickly. Whereas with a lot of Alan Moore stuff, I'm like, oh, what's this referencing? What's that referencing? And maybe it's because it was just earlier in his career. He hadn't like gotten bored enough to, fill every nook and cranny with some kind of reference to something else or some sort of meta commentary. But I also just really like horror as a genre. Like I would say, like I can appreciate I say as with movies at least, where it's like I can kind of appreciate anything, like like a really good rom com is a really good rom com, a really good sci-fi movie is a really good sci-fi movie. But with horror, I'll watch shit fucking horror. I don't care. I just kind of like the pacing and the tone of it, like whatever Blumhouse slop you can think of. Like I'll sit in a theater and watch it, and rarely will I'll only really walk away with a bad taste in my mouth if it's like super pretentious, and that I have contention with. But like obviously I enjoy it when it's really good. I would prefer good horror to bad horror, but I'll watch bad horror and kind of be like, oh, that was fun, that was like this is a true typical haunted house movie or typical slasher. I can vibe with that. And this stuff being so bound to that sort of like edgy 80s underground, like I'm just gobbling this up, man. It's been a long time since I've read these, but reading them now, I'm just really enthralled with them and kind of just enjoying them more than analyzing them. Which I don't know if that's a good thing to say for a project where we're really trying to analyze it. But yeah, I could just read through each of these volumes and be like, oh, that was good. Oh, I like that. That was cool.
It really isn't like I mean, it's almost like watching a Captain Planet, like
right. The pro-environmental themes I think have, in general, I would say, aged like in pretty much any medium.
Yeah.
I think it's like, yeah, they were right about all this stuff.
They were right. Yes, they were right. And it was fucking horrifying that we never corrected.
Yeah. Right. And, maybe you could say it's like ham-fisted or, cheesy or sentimental or whatever, but doesn't mean that they were wrong, know?
It's true.
Given that we're still very much in the thick of these kind of environmental combats, I think that theme as a comic is really just a-okay. And as far as a hero to like, you're always rooting for the good guy, right? You're somewhat connecting to a hero of a story. It's like, it's very tired and I think almost unnecessary to bring up, but like, Bruce Wayne, rich guy that beats up on, poor people is just like, okay, you haven't read Batman comics. Just say you haven't read Batman comics. Exactly. I'm not acknowledging that as a valid argument, but I could see, let's say Green Arrow's liberalism as maybe not being as enthralling of a read as like, I am the protector of the earth. I'm gonna fucking kill you if you industrialize these swamps. Like, there's something, I don't know, a lot more easy to connect with and kind of timeless, unfortunately, about that kind of story. So I don't know. They're just, in a weird way, it doesn't matter that they're Alan Moore comics.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah,
like there's a lot of more isms in it, and again, this is earlier work from him, so we're not like holding him up to like pinnacle standards. But if you take his name off of this comic, it still reads as just a really cool 80s comic.
It isn't like a jobber comic at all, like they say, but it is like I mean, I haven't read any other Swamp Thing really, but it feels like like you were saying, like early Vertigo comics or DC Universe proper. And it's like not like his stamp is the most forward thing in it, right? It's like I don't know. I hella agree with what you just said for sure, because that's like I wasn't feeling the Alan Moore in it,
but it's still a good read.
It was good. Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, which is what a good writer is. They don't necessarily have to like be this center stage. You can just like be in the background, kind of pushing the characters along, having the story do what it does, and not sort of make it such a auteur-driven venture. And again, I mythologize Alan Moore probably far more than the next guy, but it's still really fun to read these comics where he's not like injecting himself in it that much.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of excited to keep going with these. And there's 6 volumes, which is a lot, but also I can't think of a better way to spend time.
Right. Exactly. I'm having fun in the swamp. That's
All
for
right.
Sure.
So we'll see everyone on volume 2.
Volume 2.
All right. Stay tuned.